Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. Now as we know, Anthony Joshua has dealt with his mandatory Kubrat Pulev with a 9th round knockout. Now he moves on to try and make that Tyson Fury fight. He also said that he's going to knock Tyson Fury's head off of his shoulders and get the knockout in a devastating fashion. So obviously Anthony Joshua is very confident of beating Tyson Fury, but there has been some back and forth. Tyson Fury does not believe Anthony Joshua is capable of doing that, and he believes that he can beat AJ. Now, of course, there are many things that need to happen before this fight is made, many situations that need to be sorted out, and if Tyson Fury's social media is anything to go on, then he's currently on vacation, so at the moment, the fight is being made behind the scenes between the two camps, between Top Rank and Matchroom, Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum. So there are certain things that needed to be straightened out. Obviously at the moment in the UK, no boxing throughout January, so that does need to be resolved as well. I don't think that the fight happens in the UK anyway. It will be taken to somewhere like Saudi Arabia or the highest bidder because this is a mega money fight, so they're probably going to go where the money is. So that needs to be sorted out where it happens, when it happens, and this situation between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Then Anthony Joshua will deal with that WBO situation, which is Alexander Usyk, whether he vacates or holds on to that title, because if Tyson Fury has to go and face Deontay Wilder, and say Anthony Joshua has already vacated his WBO title to face Tyson Fury, then Fury can't fight him, then AJ's just lost the belt for no reason at all. So I think that what AJ will do is wait for that situation to be resolved, then he can vacate his WBO world title if that's what he wants to do, which he said he's happy to do, to go and face Tyson Fury. But there is some tough resistance from Tyson Fury. This is what he had to say in response to Anthony Joshua saying he's going to take his head off of his shoulders. I don't think he's as good as people crack him up to be or believe he is, his own self. He's got a confidence issue. It's a nice quote. The fight has been brewing for a long time. They've been avoiding me for a long time. Now it's got to happen. I've never seen him take anyone's head off their shoulders in all of his 22 fights. It's probably a lie. Another lie. We'll see if he's got the guts to try and do it. So there we go, that is what Tyson Fury has had to say about Anthony Joshua saying he's going to come and he's going to knock him out. Now, obviously Tyson Fury has his own game plan. He has his own set of events that will happen, or what he believes will happen, in the fight. Now, this is a genuine 50-50 fight in the sense that you can see ways in which Tyson Fury can trouble Anthony Joshua, but you can also see ways in which Anthony Joshua can trouble Tyson Fury. I think that a lot of the time we see Tyson Fury is going to make it really hard for Anthony Joshua. He's going to be very difficult for AJ to navigate. But I think that the same thing applies vice versa. I think that Anthony Joshua provides something that Tyson Fury hasn't seen yet in the pro game. I mean, he's been in there with the likes of Vladimir Klitschko and Deontay Wilder. So, two big power punchers. Deontay Wilder was not as good a boxer as Anthony Joshua. And I do think that Vladimir Klitschko was a good boxer, but I think that he was lacking a certain athleticism and movement and fluid movement that Anthony Joshua has compared to him. So I think that AJ does have something that Tyson Fury hasn't yet seen in the boxing ring, just as Tyson Fury does also. I think that if Tyson Fury goes in there doing the same thing as he did against Deontay Wilder, then he's going to have some trouble with AJ, because I think that Anthony Joshua is faster than Wilder. I think that he picks better punches, and the thing is, in there with Wilder, is Tyson Fury was trying to take away that right hand. In there with AJ, he can take away his right hand, yes, but there's also a left hand that he will have to look out for. And it's not just a left hand, it's an uppercut, it's a hook, it's a straight shot, it's a very hard, stiff jab that he walks in behind as well. So there are many things that Tyson Fury will have to look out for in there with Anthony Joshua, more so than he did with Deontay Wilder. So considering that, it's going to take a more considered approach than just putting a front foot fighter on their back foot. Now, that is discrediting Tyson Fury's victory over Deontay Wilder, of course it is. I'm not saying that it wasn't a good victory, it was. It was incredible what he done on that night, February 22nd, 2020. But still, I believe Anthony Joshua is a level above Deontay Wilder because he has more aspects of boxing to which he can call upon, whereas Deontay Wilder, once his right hand is taken out of the game, he finds it very difficult to find anything significant in the fight. We saw that in there with Tyson Fury. So I think that if Tyson Fury is able to take away Anthony Joshua's right hand, then that's not going to make all that much difference. Of course, it's going to make it more difficult for AJ, but still, there are many other punches that AJ can find. He's got a brilliant left hook. His left hook is just as good as his right hand, and that uppercut, he can throw it with both hands. He's got a great jab as well, that he does step in behind, but not only that, he comes around at angles. He did show that aspect of his game in there with Pulev. So Anthony Joshua has shown many aspects to his game, many things that he can revert to if things stop working. He's shown he can adjust. That is one thing that Wilder could not do in there with Tyson Fury. AJ has proven he can do that in there with Ruiz and in there with Kubrat Pulev, that he can adjust, he can find the things that work and then put them into motion. Even in the Povetkin fight, he specifically did not necessarily throw that right hand continuously. He was using it sparingly, waiting for the right moment to let loose and throw that punch. And he did. In the 7th round, when Povetkin was positioned correctly, he surrendered his positioning, trying to come forwards and put the pressure on AJ. But what Anthony Joshua done was waited for him to do that, then threw the right hand when he least expected it. So when that punch landed, it was least expected from Alexander Povetkin, and those punches caused the most devastating effects, the one the fighter doesn't see. AJ positioned him, he was patient, and waited for that punch to come. When the opening arrived, Anthony Joshua seized that opportunity, and we've never seen anyone do that to Povetkin before or after Anthony Joshua has faced him. Now, obviously considering Anthony Joshua is a big power puncher, but he's not just that. If we were to consider him just a big power puncher, he would not have gotten to where he has. So he's got more than just a big power punch. He can box, he can jab, he can move, he has good positioning, and he creates angles extremely well. So he has all of those aspects. But the thing is with Tyson Fury, can he take a punch? Boy, can he take a punch. I mean, look at the punches he took from Deontay Wilder, especially in that final round. So Tyson Fury has proven he's got the chin, but not only that, he's got the heart to get up and continue. But the difference is with Anthony Joshua, he doesn't just throw one punch. He throws punches in bunches, and I think that if anyone is going to stop Tyson Fury, then that is how they do it. They don't do it just by landing one big punch, because he'll get up, he's got the heart to continue, and he'll always find a way to survive. So Fury is not being knocked out by any single punch. It's going to be an accumulation of punches. Anthony Joshua has proven that he can not only find the fast, powerful punches, but he can put them together in combinations that can trouble his opponent. He's proven that continuously throughout his career. He has great accuracy when throwing and finding those punches. They usually find their targets. He also goes to the body, which maybe is something that could trouble Tyson Fury. Now, I don't just want to talk about what Anthony Joshua can do to trouble Tyson Fury, because obviously Tyson Fury was the one who said Anthony Joshua cannot knock his head off his shoulders or knock him out. So I believe he can. I believe that Anthony Joshua is capable of doing that more so than anyone else in the heavyweight division, because he has the power, he has the speed and the punch dexterity in order to do that. But I also believe that Tyson Fury causes Anthony Joshua a great deal of trouble. Now, the way he does that is not by fighting the same way he did against Deontay Wilder. I believe that that could spell trouble for Tyson Fury if he does that with Anthony Joshua. It's different horses for different courses, so just because that game plan worked against Deontay Wilder does not mean it will work against Anthony Joshua, because Joshua has a different set of skills and abilities that can trouble Tyson Fury, as opposed to Deontay Wilder, which was, he's a front foot fighter, likes to apply pressure, he's eager to land, so therefore you take those things away by pushing him on the back foot. That is what Tyson Fury done. Anthony Joshua can fight going forwards, he can fight going backwards, so he has many different aspects that he can call upon. So considering that, I think Tyson Fury will need to fight Anthony Joshua the same way he did Vladimir Klitschko. And yes, that makes for more of a chess match as opposed to them standing in the centre of the ring and duking it out. I think that that's the way it will go, especially in the early rounds. The significance of this fight means that they will want to do that. They're not going to go in there looking to blow one another away in the first couple of rounds. That's crazy in a fight of this magnitude and significance, so they're not going to do that. What they are going to do is fill the fight out, see what punches land, and see what their opponent has got. I think that it will be cagey to begin with, but at some point all of a sudden it will catch fire, because one punch will land or something significant will happen that will cause a reaction from the opponent. Now it's just how the opponent deals with that, whether it's Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury. Now, does Tyson Fury have the power to, say, stop Anthony Joshua? Does he have the power to trouble him? I think that in the heavyweight division, everyone has the power to trouble their opponent if they land the right punch at the right time. Just go and rewatch Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz. You will see that maybe Ruiz didn't have the power to stop Anthony Joshua there and then, because AJ didn't go down necessarily from one specific punch, but he had the ability to land punches where Anthony Joshua could not see them, and that is what caused the effect. In the heavyweight division, we are always told all it takes is one punch, and that is one punch from anyone. So Tyson Fury does have the power to trouble Anthony Joshua, but I don't believe it's in one big punch. I don't think that he has the ability to have that equalizer where he knocks Anthony Joshua out with one punch. If he does it, it would have to be through accumulation. Now, on the other hand, Anthony Joshua is considered the more explosive power puncher than Tyson Fury, but still, considering what we spoke about earlier and what Deontay Wilder tried to do with Tyson Fury, landing one big blow, that wasn't enough to stop him. So if Anthony Joshua is able to stop Tyson Fury, it would not be with one singular punch, it would be with an accumulation of punches that he puts together in a combination, like those short uppercuts and hooks that he lands so well on the inside. That is the thing about this fight as well. Anthony Joshua, long-range boxer, power shots. Tyson Fury, very awkward, very long, and he has a great jab, so he can box a distance if he wants to, but both of them like to fight on the inside. AJ shown that in there with Pulev, he's shown that in there with the likes of Andy Ruiz as well at times, when he didn't really need to because Ruiz was an out-and-out inside fighter, so he didn't need to be doing that necessarily, but AJ does like to trade up on the inside. So does Tyson Fury because he done it in the Deontay Wilder fight. He was always willing to work on the inside, whereas Deontay Wilder wanted it to hold, so considering that, that could be very interesting and key to victory in this undisputed fight. Who works well on the inside, who works better, who shows the more cleaner work. It is definitely a fight that is going to be fought in moments. That is what it comes down to in a fight like this, who has the better of those moments and who shines more when those moments arise. Guys, anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below, leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Thanks guys.